God says in the Holy Quran, "For Hajj are the months well known. If anyone undertakes that duty, therein let there be no obscenity or wickedness nor wrangling." Our brothers and sisters, the pilgrims, God has blessed you with the opportunity to perform this great rite, which millions of Muslims look forward to. And for your convenience and safety, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia spares nothing to make your pilgrimage as comfortable as possible. But we ask you, our sisters and brothers, to help us make your lifetime visit to the holiest places of Islam comfortable and safe, so that you and all pilgrims can devote themselves to worship. Our sisters and brothers, the pilgrims, every one of you has a mutawwif guide who is responsible for your accommodation and advising you on the performance of pilgrimage. But there are some pilgrims who squatter in the street, the footpaths, around the two holy mosques and in the holy sites. They cause much inconvenience to other pilgrims and disrupt the flow of pilgrims' movement and traffic, including emergency vehicles and ambulances. These comfortable tents are set up for all pilgrims. Our sisters and brothers, the pilgrims. Some of the pilgrims, when circumambulating the Kaaba, push and pull others, hurting themselves and other pilgrims. Some of the aged and weak people may go to tawaf and sa'i at overcrowding times. Others may carry their children while doing the tawaf without asking the mutawwif's advice. Still others race and jostle wanting to climb Mount Arafat. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "You can be in devotion anywhere in Arafat area." And here at Jamarat, we wish to give you some safety advice that will help you to avoid overcrowding that sometimes cause fatalities or injuries because of suffocation or stampede. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has undertaken to enlarge the Jamarat Bridge in order to provide a wider space and thus prevent extreme crowding and decrease the resultant incidence of crushing. But you, our sisters and brothers, the pilgrims, can prevent such regrettable mishaps by following the safety rules. Our sisters and brothers, the pilgrims, the efforts by the Ministry of Hajj to serve you depend on your cooperation with your mutawwif. You should consult him on every matter relating to the performance of your Hajj, but especially when the time comes to stone the devil at Jamarat. The ministry has drawn a plan for the movements of pilgrims after undertaking an in-depth study with the involvement of Makkah and Medina Development Commission and the Ministry of Interior. Considerations were given to the peak hours, accommodation capacity of Jamarat Bridge, views of religious schools, the mutawwif's suggestions, and the wishes, customs, and traditions of pilgrims groups. Upon the recommendations of the study and after meeting with the heads of pilgrim missions, the ministry has drawn a time schedule assigning for groups of pilgrims the time for going to stone the devil at Jamarat. You can find these schedules with your mutawwif, and please stick to the time assigned to your group for your comfort and safety and everybody else's. Every mutawwif organization has its own special team for directing its pilgrims to the Jamarat Bridge. The assistants in these teams carry signs indicating the office number and the pilgrim's group number. They know which way to take and from which place the pilgrims can stone the devil, either from the upper or the lower level of the bridge. This plan will make the stoning of the devil much easier and thus protect pilgrims from mishaps and losing their ways. It is very important for you, sisters and brothers, the pilgrims, to stick to the timing assigned to you by your mutawif for going to Jamarat. Some of the pilgrims make the mistake of thronging the Jamarat area before midday. When the clock ticks after midday, they rush in huge crowds to stone the devil at Jamarat al-Aqaba. This practice causes dangers and hardship for everyone and impedes the movement of pilgrims in every direction. You should arrive at Jamarat only on the time assigned to your group. Some of the pilgrims make the mistake of going directly from Muzdalifah to Jamarat the night before Eid to be ready for stoning the devil the next morning. They may be carrying their luggage and not being aware of the time assigned to them. The best thing for a pilgrim is to return to his tents and then go to Jamarat with his group at the time assigned to them. Only this choice will assure ease and safety for all pilgrims. Our brothers and sisters, the pilgrims, Islam preaches easiness but does not demand hardship. Some pilgrims may not be aware of the permissions given by God to make Hajj easier for them. For the sick, the aged, the weak, and the young among women and children, permission is given for them to send someone else to stone the devil on their behalf. So why some ill people insist on going to Jamarat and not benefit from that permission? In fact, some go on wheelchairs and thus cause great hardship to themselves and other pilgrims. Some of the pilgrims carry their luggage in this area, where space is very limited, especially at this time. The luggage takes a valuable space and impedes movement in Jamarat. Falling luggage may also cause pilgrims to stumble and fall, and thus lead to deadly stampede in the Jamarat bridge. Carrying children in Jamarat area can obstruct or slow the flow of movement, besides being very dangerous to the child and his carrier. Carried children have no need to be at this extremely overcrowded place. Our sisters and brothers, the pilgrims, in these overcrowded places, you need to be gentle, not forceful. Be kind and understanding to your fellow pilgrims, and so avoid jostling and pushing them. Regrettably, some strong pilgrims join hands and try to make their way through the crowds. This may cause hardship to others and threaten their safety. Please follow the traffic rules inside the Jamarat area and never walk opposite the traffic direction. These rules are made for your own safety so that you can perform your rites with ease and convenience.